we go.
Wait a minute. Okay, wait. You're doing something.
Yeah, it's
We're
okay.
going on air.
It's okay, Diane, don't worry.
Right here. He's right there.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to round number 87 of the WBC Talks. Today is Friday, Champion Friday. And,
I get paid today.
and you can see our champion.
I got a job at the car wash, Jet Car Wash. It started all over again. Washing
All
cars
over
for $1.
again. Wow. Wasn't it still $1 a car?
No, just a regular, any dollar. Any
Okay.
dime.
There you go.
I earn money that way.
And here's Larry, of course.
Here's Johnny, Larry.
Larry, of course. Mauricio Sulaiman, president of the World Boxing Council. How are you?
Good morning, Victor. Good morning, friends. This is the WBC Talks with a very special round. Which round is it, Victor, now?
87.
87. This is a process that has been tremendous. And Larry Holmes has been a great inspiration throughout these pandemic times. Why? Because he's a man that can say something with attitude, with a complete resilience, which he says, which is, don't tell me I can't. So I am very happy to have Larry Holmes, to have Mr. Armstrong, I'm sorry, who is very strong, talk about this beautiful creation. And I'm just very happy, very excited. I cannot wait to hear what we're going to discuss in this round. And of course, 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗞𝗦, who is the
Hello,
queen
Mauricio.
of the WBC. And I'm just very happy to be here on this beautiful Friday. Thank you.
Thank
You know
you.
what? Armstrong
And
is
Diane.
strong because
And
he
Diane
gets beat up by his old lady.
Well, look at that. Beautiful couple.
Yes.
We care for Larry only because of Diane. Otherwise, he would not be here.
El Champion del Mundo.
Yes. By the way, we have a great surprise coming your way. 𝗧𝗔𝗟𝗡𝗗, she will be telling you about it, but she's in Mexico now. When she returns to the States, you're going to receive a beautiful surprise, both of you.
Okay. We can't wait to see.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see you in person.
Well, we'll
I
have
miss
to get
you
together.
guys.
We'll some kind of way we're going to have to get together.
You
Especially
bet,
the present
you
that
bet.
you brought back. The present you got in your bag back, you brought it back for me. We got to see each other to get my present.
Of course, Larry. Of course.
You promised that the first trip you would take would be Mexico. So
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
waiting for both of you, okay?
Okay, we'll
Okay.
be there.
Here I come.
So Victor, can you make the presentations?
Of course, here's, well, Larry Holmes, that nobody can tell him he can't,
I can't.
except Diane.
I won't.
I will.
I know.
Diane will.
And of course, with us, Greg Armstrong, who helped Larry to write this book. Greg, how are you?
Good, sir. Thanks for having me on.
It's a great wall you have behind you.
Oh, thank you. That's many years of collecting and getting signatures and meeting people when I worked for CBS News. So that's quite a collection over the years.
And it's quite an exciting place. Greg and I worked in the same building in different parts for many years, and I can't tell you, it was an exciting and fabulous place to walk into. You just never knew who would be there and what chaos you would be coming in contact with.
That is true. Chaos.
So
Plenty of chaos.
I see baseball bats. I see many boxing posters, pictures. Which is your favorite item or top 3 items that you have on your wall?
Oh, wow. This is just a segment of the walls. We have, excluding Larry's pictures, of course, we have some vintage boxing autographs, vintage baseball autographs, and a lot of the musical acts from the 60s and 70s I was able to meet and interview during my years at CBS. So quite a diverse collection of different material. I don't know if I have a particular favorite, but you know, we accumulated a lot over the years, and depending on if it's music or sports, you know, I enjoyed both interviewing and collecting at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Baseball is back. Baseball is back. Were you able to see the first pitch yesterday?
That's right. Yeah. Dr. Fauci threw out a pitch during a Yankee game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he needed to warm up a little bit.
He was flattening the curve, right?
Yes, exactly.
So, so to get a plug in on the book, right, Larry? I'm going to show my copy of the book. Mr. Holmes and I go back 20 some odd years. I called him up for counsel and to get his opinion on all the latest boxing stories over the years. And Larry, God bless him, has always been 100% truthful of what he thought about, you know, different fighters and fights. And throughout the years, we stayed in touch. And in a weak moment, he invited me and my wife to his house for one of his birthday parties. And we began to discuss perhaps doing another book, a tell-all, but in a different vein, a different angle, from a fan's point of view, sort of behind the scenes, all of the angles of promoters and officials and what went into it. And that's how the book came together. And I really want to thank Larry for being 100% truthful. And I think it shows in the book, in many of the stories, that he just let it out and discussed how he felt. And I think that shines through in the book.
We've always known Larry to be a very private person. Why do you think he opened up to you, Greg?
Well, and this is, you know, me speaking, we've always had a good rapport, truthfully. And I think the champ felt comfortable enough to speak with me on a variety of subjects, whether it be, for example, Don King, some of the champ's biggest fights, the Cooney fight, the humorous fights of Ernie Shavers, the knockdown. So we encompassed everything. A hometown hero, how his hometown treated him. Some of the decisions that the champ felt were perhaps not in his favor, and some that were, and his opponents. One of the things I think shines through in the book is whether you lost to Larry Holmes, and many did, or you defeated him, he holds no grudges. And Diane and Larry welcome people into their home every year. They have a golf tournament. Their charity raises a lot of money for a lot of different folks. And there's no grudges. Everyone is a friend of the Holmes. And I think that shows through as well. And
Is
when we
there-
put- I'm sorry.
Sorry. I was just going to say, is there anything that you learned knowing Larry for all these years and covering boxing that really surprised you that you put in the book?
Sure, and this is in no particular order. There were different chapters within the chapters that I found fascinating as a writer and as a fan. And I always bring this up for the champ and Diane. One of the last things that we put in the book was when he became the heavyweight champ of the world, and I guess this goes for any heavyweight champ of the world, they probably went through this, that people challenged him to fights. Regular Joes, celebrities, you name it. People approached him over the years with the idea of either sparring or flat out wanting to get into a fight, whether it be in the ring or right there on the street, which I found absolutely fascinating that anyone would challenge the heavyweight champ of the world. And this is correct, champ, that sometimes you have to have security with you, right? When you're walking around?
A lot of times, even now, I have to have one, especially if I go out to a party. Like tonight, it's a Friday night, I'm free. I'm taking my wife out, we're gonna go out and party, have a couple of beers, and think about you guys.
Well, that's nice of you. But my point is, I can't imagine someone challenging, the heavyweight champ of the world. And within the book, there's two examples of these two unfortunate souls who actually challenged the champ and got in the ring with him. And they can read the book, or the champ can shed light on what happened to them.
Champ,
Why
I have a question. My father used to tell with great pride the story about you walking out with your championship belt at Caesar's Palace when you won the title. And something that you did, that you want to tell us what you did.
You mean when I went and jumped in the pool with no clothes on? No, I have a clothes on, but that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to jump in the pool with the belt, and when the crowd around and everything, and they jumped in the pool. I had so many people at the pool jumping in there that I didn't even know who they were.
You must have been exhausted after that fight, and was that the reason you jumped in the pool?
No, I was,
Excited.
I was excited. I had the WBC belt. I done what people said I couldn't do, and I was happy. And when your father was back there and he congratulated me, and all the guys congratulated me, that's how I got to know you. Through your father. Your father was a great guy.
Oh, well,
And
I never seen this picture.
He loved Larry Holmes, your father. I think he wanted me to be his son instead of you.
Indeed, he loved you so much. He was so proud of you forever, always.
Yeah, listen, man. Anytime I wanted something, need something, wanted to ask a question, I could call him. And that's the kind of relationship that you want. You got a friend, not somebody come by, you want a guy that's going to be there when you need him, and you'll be there when he needs you or she needs you. That's a friend. So
Larry,
how was the process? Oh, sorry.
I was just going to ask Larry the obvious question, as loving and friendly and everybody loves Larry. So who told you you couldn't?
Everybody, people that you grow up with, and they know you boxing and stuff like that. Oh, Larry Holmes ain't nothing. Oh, Larry. They see me walking down the street, hey, chomp, like that. You know what I mean? And not pay it no mind. I said, you know, one of these days, Jack, I'm gonna get opportunity. And you know, one of the things I always try to do is take care of myself, take care of my friends, and be nice to everybody. Because God don't like ugly. If you're gonna be ugly, you know, He give it, He'll take it away.
I have these posters this poster in my office, you know.
Yeah, why did it mean getting knocked down? Oh, there it is. That is one of the saddest days my boxing career, when I had to fight Muhammad Ali. And that because he gave me a job when I was young, coming up to the camp. I was still in the amateurs, and he let me come to the camp and work out, and I worked out with him. And then I got to travel with him. I was in Indonesia and Zaire and places like that. I was just a little kid. At least I think I was a little kid to travel around the world. Man, I was on the airplane. I was on the airplane with the greatest fighter of all time, Muhammad Ali, you know? And I wanted to be just like him. I wanted to be humble, and he was humble. I don't care what nobody said. He treated everybody nice. Sometimes you catch him in the wrong move because somebody had did something to him, but it only took seconds for him to get back to being Muhammad Ali. Yeah.
Larry, what does respect mean to you? How important is it to you?
Well, it's really, you know what? All these phones running around. No, I'm sorry. Respect is you respecting the person's ground. I mean, you know, respect the person. If they can't do right or do something, you respect them, you try to help them out. I just want them to know that I want to be respected. At least I'm gonna give it a shot. If I don't make it, at least I tried. And that's what I always did. I told everybody, I'll go out there and I fight Kenny Norton. If I lose, I'm gonna give it my best shot. If I fight Ernie Shavers and lose, I'm gonna give it my best shot. If I fight Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, I'm gonna give it my best shot. And when I did that, I always come out victoriously.
Great. Victor?
I have a question. What can we expect when we read this book?
A good book, mostly a book that's truthful, that people don't usually get a book. There's a lot of makeup stuff when people write books, you know, it ain't all true, they sugarcoat it or whatever. That's not sugarcoated. I told it like it is. If they didn't like me, I told them that they didn't like me. And I didn't read the book yet. If this guy here, Greg, give me the wrong side, you know, after I gave him all that talk, me and him gonna fight. but we don't have to fight. We're gonna go out and get a beer or something and hang out. That's it. Celebrate.
There you go.
How long did it take to write the book, Mr. Armstrong?
Too damn long.
Yeah, it wasn't very long. We had an idea of the way we wanted to do it, and we sat down and covered fights, individual fights, Larry's ascension to the crown, and then we got into Don King, Harold Smith. Fascinating stories, the promoters. And then we got into trainers, the Cooney fight and all that went into that, and the champ's legacy. And I think when people read this book, for the casual boxing fan or the sports fan, they're going to find out a lot of behind the scenes material that they necessarily didn't know beforehand about both Larry and about boxing, and what went into it to keep him on top, and all that he had to go through to stay on top, and all the stories that are related to that. And I learned a lot myself by writing it.
You know, the greatest thing about that, dealing with Maurice, the father, Don King, Harold Smith, those are the guys that you had to almost go through to get to be on top. And if you lose, that give you about 10 steps back instead of 10 steps forward. Don King was the man out there that was promoting and calling the shots. And you know, the WBC was the best because he was the best rated because he had real fighters, real champions. And Harold Smith, wherever he got his money and he got a lot of it. So we worked with it.
Yeah, the Harold Smith story to me was right out of a Hollywood script. For those who are, and I'll just touch the surface.
Please.
Harold Smith was a promoter who, in cahoots with a couple of managers from Wells Fargo, stole millions of dollars. And initially, it wasn't uncovered until somewhere down the line, but took that money and more or less tried to buy their way through all of the top fighters in the 70s as their promoter. And there was one holdout, although Harold Smith approached him many, many times to have fights as his promoter, and that holdout was Larry Holmes.
Wow.
And as fate would have it, I'll let him tell the story.
You know, I was having fun. I was in heaven because nobody never put $1 million in front of me and says, "It's your money. All you got to do is take it. You know, don't worry about it, and I'm gonna get the fight." Harold Smith was good for boxing, even though he wasn't a promoter. He was good because he was paying everybody a lot of money. He was buying all the fighters he had. He had everybody except two people, Sugar Ray Leonard and Larry Holmes. He couldn't get us. And that because I was scared. He brought $1 million and put on my desk, on my table, and said, "This is your money." And I mean, it was mind-boggling, you know, even though I'm a heavyweight champion of the world, I don't made over $1 million, and I seen $1 million, but it was different when Harold Smith did. It was different. It was,
What $1 million in front of you, right there?
whoa. I said, whoa, man, $1 million.
And
You
you
couldn't
didn't
believe it.
take it.
You know, he's somewhere around here. Somebody says he's in Dubai. And if he is, you know, I sure like to see that guy. He's a good guy. And that picture there, I like that picture, man. I don't have one. You got to send me one of those. Because he was a good guy, though. He was real good. He was real good.
So you mean he lives in Dubai now?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if it looks
supposedly
like
the
that.
last place anybody saw him was in Dubai.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Wow.
I don't know where he at. I don't, you know. I stay away from it. Some things I just don't mess with.
Keith, come here. Come on this way, Keith. Come here.
Hey, and the irony of the Harold Smith story is I always love this footnote, is that Harold served his time and got out of prison and was granted a promoter's license in California.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's wild.
Well,
No. Mr.
what-
Armstrong, question.
Yes,
How
sir.
many books have you written?
This is my very first book.
Here.
I was a CBS News producer for 25 years and never wrote a book. And again, the champ approached me about it. And I thought about it and said, well, absolutely. If he and I can sit down and let it flow out, then I was in a truthful manner, present his side of the story as he saw it, then count me in. And that's exactly what we did. And I think it took maybe 5 or 6 months to write it. That's all it took. It just basically flowed out, and we wrote it in 12 chapters, like a fight.
12
And
rounds?
It basically wrote itself. And I hope that, both fans and boxing enthusiasts and diehard fans enjoy it, because it's a tell-all, but it tells it in detail, and it tells the truth. And we hope that.
Hey, Mauricio, I want to ask you a question, if you don't mind.
Of course.
What do you think about Mike Tyson making a comeback to fight whoever, Holyfield or whoever? Because if he makes a comeback and fights some guys, I'm coming out of retirement too.
Look, I saw the news yesterday, and I had a different feeling before, because I thought it was going to be 3-round exhibition with headgear, with big gloves.
Yeah.
And the news came out, and it says 8 rounds with no headgear. So that sounds more like a fight. And I am just, I'm very hopeful that it will be an exhibition and not a fight.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing more sacred than safety. And
Right.
I am 50 years old.
Boy,
I was a very good goalkeeper in soccer, okay?
yeah.
And the other day, I went with my son. I've been training, I've been exercising. So we put out the soccer ball, and I say, okay, I'm a great goalkeeper. You're gonna shoot, and you're gonna see what I am.
You're gonna block it.
I'm gonna fly like I used to fly.
Yeah.
He shoots the ball. My mind says,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly like that. And I just fell flat. It was a goal, and I was hurting for 1 week.
But you can do it, dog. I'm gonna say you, because
Keep training.
you ain't boxing, so you can do it. Keep on training.
Exactly.
Don't worry about it. You can do it. I know you can do it.
So I am very hopeful that this Mike Tyson, Roy Jones will shape up as it is intended, just to be entertaining. To see Mike Tyson training has inspired many, but it's a very dangerous thin line right there.
Absolutely.
Mauricio, you are the greatest, man. And I thank you for being on the show. I really appreciate it.
Let me on
I
your
got
show.
and listen, a lot of people are gonna be asking me about who that good looking guy is, and I'll have to tell them he's one of my best friends.
So
I wanted to add something about Greg, just in terms of the book. Greg has worked for CBS News for years as an investigative reporter and working in sports, but he is also the recipient of the Edward R. Murrow Award for journalism. So we know we're going to get a really well-written, truthful book. And I really, really look forward to reading it.
no, I mean,
Thank you. Thanks for pointing it out.
it is amazing. It is I think this fact that it's the first book brings to a higher level, because you're a legendary member of the media world, and to have Larry Holmes' book, I think that brings it to a whole new level. I would like to how can we buy this book? What is it? What are the options to purchase the book?
Craig would tell you.
Yeah, it's on all the major websites, Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Google, and you can buy the paperback and the hardcover at this point. And the ebook is coming out within a couple of weeks. We're still, it came with the pandemic, of course. It's been tough on everyone, including publishing, but at least it's out in paperback and hardcover with the ebooks coming out pretty soon. So if anybody wants to buy it, by all means, you can go to your favorite website and they should be able to purchase it.
And it
Or-
seems to
or
me
go
that
out.
it's not only a book about Larry, but it's a book about the golden age and the history of boxing itself.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. And one of the joys of doing the book, and there were many, is the folks that were included in it. George Foreman, and there's an entire chapter written about this, and the champ can tell you, one of the most elusive fights that he tried to get for years was to fight George Foreman. And without getting into it, it just never gelled timing wise. Either George had retired or the champ had retired.
I want to do it now. I want to do it now. Let's fight George now.
There you go. He's still interested in it. But they actually signed a fight in '99 and it fell through. And we devoted an entire chapter to it, and I'll let the reader, come up with their own what they think of it, but it never happened, and for some reason, it just every time it was about to happen, it didn't. So it's one of those great mysteries, right, champ?
You have something that you want?
I have a question.
Thank you.
Is there a structure for direct sales, or you have to buy through the platforms?
Greg had to answer that.
Like Greg, like if let's say a distributor or a fan in the UK, he wanted to buy 100 books to then either resell it or give it as presents.
Tell him
Is
if
there
he buy the 100 books, I'd take them over to him.
There you go.
Anything to get out of the house, right?
In that case, Ms. Suleiman, I think if somebody in England wants to buy it, they could probably go to Amazon and order, as many as they want, and they get it shipped to them.
Okay, so there's no direct sales because I am
I
going.
think
Yes,
we're
Jill.
thinking, can you buy it directly from the publisher if you were going to buy a bunch of books to distribute? To say
Yeah,
boxing fans or whatever.
I'm not entirely sure of that. I don't think so. I think that you can buy it through all the outlets, as far as, in numbers at this point. But we were looking last night, believe it or not, and this is a hoot for us, that it's on sale in Japan.
Yeah.
If they need more books, just tell them, buy a whole bunch of books and I bring them over in person.
Okay, so we're
He's
making a
gonna
pledge.
come with me to make sure I don't get lost.
Right now we make a pledge. We're gonna buy 100 books.
We're going over.
The WBC is going to buy 100 books for the Board of Governors, for the Executive Committee, and to do some trivias with some fans. So,
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you.
And thank you for that. If you want me to come and help you sell them, pass them out, I do that. I get on the airplane and on my way.
There you go.
absolutely.
Hey, and as a footnote, one of the things where, without letting the cat out of the bag, one of the things that we're trying to do now is take the book and put it into a documentary. And there is some interest with some notable folks, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed and my mouth shut that we'll be able to do that pretty soon. And hopefully announce something down the line related to that. Because
Okay, I got the question to Larry though. Larry, who do you want to play you?
I want me to play me because I want to give it a shot. Or my son. My son, he looks a lot like me. but he just ain't built like me. He don't have the big muscles like I got. So I would like me to play me, but there ain't nobody else out there I can play Larry Holmes, I don't think.
There you go. And one of the great things is the folks that were involved, we interviewed a lot of different fighters and promoters and such. Everyone has agreed that they would be part of a documentary. So our fingers again are crossed.
I have a question from a media who is watching this program. How difficult it is to take the decision to retire from boxing, to definitely retire? How difficult it is, Mr. Posadas is asking.
When not until you die.
You really don't retire.
You don't never retire.
You never retire.
Right. Listen, here I am. I'm 70 years old now, and I'm still fighting.
That's a nice quote. So, yeah, so do you relate? You understand what is going to happen with Tyson and Jones?
Yeah, I understand exactly what's going to happen, but one of the things that if he fight Holyfield, I don't think it's going to be a good fight for Holyfield. But in Tyson, I think it ain't going to be a good fight for him either. But Holyfield don't need to take no more punches. You don't need to do that because something give in the middle there, and then you're in serious trouble. Mike Tyson's already there. All he got to do is get hit, and all hell's going to break loose. So don't guys, if they do it, they should do it with head guards on. They do it with 16-ounce gloves on, training 18-ounce gloves, or whatever it is, training gloves, and go out there and have some fun. Just like Jerry Cooney and I was going to do. We used to put on our exhibition, you know, we're going to wear big gloves, we're going to wear our cups and everything, and I'm not going to let it hit me below the belt this time. You know, because he was good at that. But that's the way you do it. Get the big gloves, head guard, everything, and then you go at it. 2 rounds, too many rounds, like 3 or 4 rounds, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a problem. Boxing is not a game. You cannot play boxing.
No.
And there is an entire chapter devoted to the champ's, what he thinks of retirement and the different phases of retirement he went through. So that's in there too.
Well, I don't want to get old, so I ain't gonna never retire for that. Now, you see, here I am, 70 years old, man. Would you believe that I'm 70 years old? I can't believe it, man. I can't. That's why I won't retire. If I retire,
But Larry, even after boxing in the ring, you never retired. I mean, the things that you've done in your life after boxing have been spectacular in your town. You've owned bars, you've owned restaurants, you've had 2 statues built to you. I mean, you are constantly engaged. The people in your town, the people in the world, but specifically in that area, adore you. You employed 200 people at one time to work for you. I mean, you're a phenomenon. You're a guy who did it right.
Yeah, I did it right, but a lot of times I didn't. One of the things I did that I shouldn't have done, I shouldn't have let my family run my business. I should have run my business. I'll let you run it. Then we've been all right.
Are you friends with Sylvester Stallone, with Rocky?
I know him. I talked to him, and I did a show a couple of times with him, but I don't really know him to call. But you know, I don't have a problem calling him. You got something in your mind, let me know. I call him up and talk to him. Okay. because I don't care how famous you get, you're still a human being.
He's a very nice person. What I have seen from him, and I was watching your fight against Norton last night, and in the 15th round, when you are going both toe to toe, you can see in the back Sylvester Stallone, Chevy Chase, Roberto Duran, all everybody together, just going crazy in the as a fan.
That's right.
Yeah, he was a good guy. I like that guy. You know, everywhere I went and I ran into him, he never snarled me, turned me down, said no, get out of here. But in a lot of fighters I know did that to me. Want to give me an autograph? I said, you what? You won't give me an autograph? You know, so I ain't gonna tell you what all I said, but if I come back for an autograph, come on, you gotta give me an autograph.
That's one of the great things about you. You never turn down a photograph or a autograph. You're always very humble.
Yeah, listen, boxing is a rough game, and you got to treat people right. If you don't treat people right, you're gonna have bad luck, you know, because you know, start at the bottom and you get to the top, you think you're gonna stay there, you're always gonna come back down. You got to come back down to get your footing.
How tough was Norton? That fight was
Norton was crazy. Norton was crazy. Norton wanted to beat me, so he took out on me what he wanted to do to Ali. He hit me anywhere he wanted to hit me, low, high, whatever. He hit me, and I tell him about it. He said, "Shut up, I'll knock you out." And I said, "Okay, you make me fight a little harder," and I fought harder, and I came out victoriously. I thought I had won more. I thought I had won the fight more than by 1 point.
It was very close.
It was very close, and God bless me.
Split decision, huh?
I think it was 1 point, you know.
Yeah. There's my father. You see my father in the left corner?
Yeah, listen, your father loved me. I think he thought I was his son too. The way he treated me, man.
Yes.
I mean, he treated, I'm not only me though, I know he treated everybody with respect and everything, because he was a good guy. He was a good guy. But that's a lot to say about a lot of other guys, you know. Yeah.
Jill, you thought we cannot hear you.
Your microphone.
Oh,
I have the microphone off because I have 3 dogs barking in the back and I'm trying to be respectful. I know, Larry, but you wouldn't come and take them.
No, you know why I couldn't take, because I know after 2 days, I know I would be telling the man to come get them, to take them to that one place where they, you know, that stuff.
To the farm. We call it the farm, Larry.
I can't do that to them. You know, but
So-
I love dogs. And I love that man right there.
That picture is at my house.
Mauricio, you got to send me copies, man. If you don't send me copies, I'm gonna punch you out next time I see you.
When you bring the book,
man. I got a whole room full of pictures, man, and his picture's not there.
I promise once we finish the program, we will send you all these pictures.
Thank you. I appreciate it. See, that's what I'm
Beautiful.
talking about. Good man. Good man.
So Larry, one thing we were discussing is also, what do you feel about the fact that heavyweights have now become heavyweights? Like guys who are 6'9" and 300 pounds fighting a guy who is 220 pounds and 6'4". Do you think that there should be some kind of distinction between that?
Well, you know what? If you learn how to adjust, because I learned how to adjust. You know, when I fought Jerry Cooney, he's 6'8" or 7, whatever, and I'm 6'3". But you know, I got to know how to learn how to box him. You stay on the outside, you use your jab, right hand, and whatnot. But these guys don't know how to do it. They don't have anybody to teach them how to fight.
Well, why don't you?
I was thinking about it, and I did do it for a while. Then it's a headache trying to teach these guys how to fight. If I take you to my gym and train you, give you all my knowledge, and then you go out and get drunk, I can't deal with that. If they were serious enough for my attention, then I'm serious enough to give it to them.
Are you saying that you could take Mauricio, Victor, and myself into your gym and teach us to be great fighters?
I can teach you how to.
I mean, I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
I'm not going to teach you how to be no fighter, because I don't want to get that beautiful face all messed up. Mauricio, it don't matter by him because he's already ugly. So you don't have to
Okay.
know about messing his face up, but no, I can teach him how to protect his face and keep him from getting banged up, you know? Because, you know, after all these years that I've been in the boxing game, I think I got it going on.
So what does Diane think about the book?
Say it again.
What does Diane think about the book?
She read the book. She's on the second time around. She keep reading it. She like it, and so he got
Great.
it right on the nose. I haven't
Is
read
there
it.
any? You haven't read the book?
I work for a living, you know.
That speaks of amazing relationship and a lot of trust.
Yeah, she tells me
So-
about it, just like that in the book.
She-
You know.
So Diane reads it and then tells you about each chapter.
Yeah, she tells me about it.
What would you do without this woman? She does everything.
Don't make me say it.
Yeah, thank God she liked it, right?
Really,
Yeah.
really.
Don't tell me I can't do it.
No, we would never tell you. I mean, you're the man who has the longest heavyweight streak in history. You're the only man to stop Ali. You've got a jab that's considered by everybody who's been on the show to be the most vicious and the most accurate. I am going to agree with everything you say.
You know what I
Forget
like to do?
about
I'm gonna tell you what I like to do, okay?
What?
Teach these guys how to jab. They don't know how to jab. I watched these fights the other night on TV on whatever channel it was, and they can't jab. They don't know nothing about jabbing.
Can you do a
uh,
video of it? Can you do a video to teach them? We'll show it at the convention.
I don't want a video because video is, I got to get them right there. They got to be right there so they can see the flick. Bang, bang, you see the flick. It's just, they try to knock them out with a jab. I don't try to knock them out with a jab until I got them hurt. When I got them hurt, then I try to knock you out with a jab. But meanwhile, while I'm working to that, get you in that position, I slap you. Pop, slap, pop, slap, pop, pop. You see how fast that is? It's going, you can't even see it. Bang.
No, I didn't see it.
And these other guys gonna learn how to do it. They're gonna get me to sign them up. But no,
Is
the jab.
Is there any contemporary boxer that you can think of that comes close to that jab?
No,
Anyone? No one?
Not in the, no. No, I haven't seen any of them. I watched the little guys, the heavyweights, cruiserweights, all of them. I can't, I need them here. I need them sitting right here while I show it to them, and then I put them in the gym over in my gym and show them how to throw it.
You know, there are probably a lot of boxers watching this today and they're gonna start contacting you.
Yeah, I know, but they can't contact me with jive. I don't, when it comes down to boxing, I don't play because it's a serious business and people can get hurt. If you want to learn it, I teach it, but you got to want to learn it.
It's exciting.
You know, Jill was mentioning every program, every WBC talks, we do we ask to create the greatest fighter of all time. So we ask them jab, power punch, chin, heart, defense, blah, blah, blah. If it was Family Feud, you know Family Feud?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Every single, when we say jab, they say Larry Holmes.
Every single person.
Every single person, from young to old to everyone, every boxer, every expert, they all say Larry Holmes, the best jab in history of boxing.
Well, I would like them to practice what they preach because when the fighters out there in the gym, that's what keeps you out of trouble. The jab. Anytime you throw a right hand over here to try to hit me with a right hand like this, I stick this hand out here. You're not hitting me with the right hand, and that's all they have to learn how to jab. The jab out there, and that jab will get you in trouble. It will get you out of trouble while you set other people up. You know, throw that jab. You always got to be the jab. Jab will get you out of trouble.
You know, that gives me an idea. You know, Mauricio, at all of the conventions, we have seminars for referees and for judges. Maybe at our next live
Mhm.
convention, we should have Larry Holmes teaching the jab to some of the fighters that show up. And maybe a couple of other fighters on our list teaching some things that they want to pass on. I mean, it's time to pass things on.
Hey, listen, I'm willing to do
A
that.
boxing seminar.
Yeah,
We've never done a boxing seminar.
There you go.
I will bring my jab and I will show them how to throw the jab. It's not how much power you got on it. Slap is easy. Slap. You slap a jab. Don't guys try to knock you out with a jab. You can't knock nobody out with a jab. You have to be able to take it. You got to be able to slap, and then you hit them with the right hand. Bang, bang, you know? But a lot of people say, oh, you didn't do that. I seen them all. Believe me, I've been around. I was with Joe Louis down there in Las Vegas. I was over here with Sugar Ray Robinson. I was with them guys. I got hit by the hardest puncher in the world, Ernie Shavers. And you got to
Yeah.
learn. You learn how to
He's
do
on the
that.
list too.
And Muhammad Ali, I mean, come on, I worked with him for 5 years before I fought him. And I was telling him what I had to do, but he was getting $10 million, and I was happy that he was getting it. So, you know,
Larry-
I wasn't out there trying to hurt nobody.
And how did you came with that jab? I mean, at what point you said, I'm gonna slap, I'm not gonna try to punch. How did you figure it out?
I'm gonna tell you something. You got a left hand. Put a whip in it, like whip. You know when you see the whip, how they whip, pop the whip. Make that a whip. Whop, whop. In and out, real quick. Whop. And not tight. Don't get tight until you tighten it up when you're getting ready to knock him out. So you just slap the jab, bang, you slap it, bang, you slap it. And fake it and fool him. You hit him so much with the jab, he forget about the right hand.
So are you ready, both of you, to create the greatest boxer of all time?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
ready.
So
you
I'm
do
gonna
that.
say the concept, and then you say the name of the fighter. Okay? So
Okay.
we're gonna start with power.
Ernie Shavers. That's the heavyweight, right? We're talking about heavyweights.
It can
Or
be any weight division, but if you
Okay.
wish, if you want to do it only heavyweights,
We can do it. Go ahead.
okay. How about you, Mr. Armstrong?
Between Ernie Shavers and George Foreman.
Okay, pick one.
Which one you want?
George Foreman.
Okay. I don't know if I need to ask the next one, which is jab.
The big man right there.
Okay.
What you do, you got to make them drunk before you mug them. So I make them drunk and I ain't shape mug them.
How about chin? The greatest chin.
Muhammad Ali next to Larry Holmes.
Mr. Armstrong, greatest chin.
I'd say the same, and anyone who argues that can watch the champ against Ernie Shavers after he got up from that punch, and not only got up but beat him. I'm still in awe to this day about that.
Okay. Next category, heart. The greatest heart inside the ring.
I guess I had the biggest heart because when the guy hit me, knocked me down, I got up. So you know what happens when you fight a fighter and you hit him hard and knock him down, and he get up, he gonna get some more. So that's why you get these guys and you put them out for a while and make sure that they can't get up. But once you hit somebody and they get right up like that, guess what? They're gonna get some more.
So your choice is Larry Holmes?
Go ahead.
Yeah, who could argue with that, right?
Okay. Hand speed.
I hate to brag about myself.
Come on, Larry, this is no time to be humble.
Yeah,
Just
well,
say
I
what
know,
you
but
have to say.
But you know, it seemed like I'm bragging because you're talking to me about who
No.
I had a fast jab and a hard jab. What else you want? It was me all the way around. You got to do me
Hey,
another.
Mauricio, just put Larry's name in each category.
Yeah,
And let's be
that's
done
what
with
I'm
it.
talking about. Yeah.
That's easier. How are you, Mr. Armstrong? Hand speed.
Yeah, that's tough. When I interviewed Ernie Shavers, he fought Muhammad Ali and he fought the champ. And he swears that although Ali's jab was fast, that Larry's jab was not only faster, but hurt a lot more. It had bad intentions, as he put it. So there's a guy who fought them both and said hands down that the champ's jab, hand speed, was tough.
And you can write my book anytime.
See that? Hey,
And last defense.
Look how pretty I am.
oh my God.
It wasn't.
Wait a minute. Diane,
It
Diane,
wasn't
get in
Muhammad
here.
Ali.
Diane, wait a minute.
No.
Diane, is
Okay.
he the prettiest boxer?
Yeah.
Is he
because
pretty?
look, Muhammad
Come on,
Ali.
Diane. He
Muhammad,
said, look how pretty he is.
yeah, but Ali said he was pretty. You know, I don't want to. He was my. Okay, give it to Ali. I was second prettiest.
For defense?
What do you say?
You can't give it to Ali. We got to give it to Larry. Am I a little biased or what? I mean, come on.
So what's your choice for defense? Both of you.
Me,
Okay.
because I'm on this. Listen, I'm talking to you straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, don't do that. My wife says.
It's not nice.
That's not nice.
It's not nice.
Mr. Armstrong, defense?
Well, I'm not going to argue with the champ, but I point out, and in the book we pointed out, the champ was pretty insistent about this, that his mantra was to hit and then get out, hit and then get out. Don't stay there and take the punches. And there were quite a few champs over the years that took too many punches by either through ego or macho that didn't have to. And I think the champ had it right, hit and run and self-preservation. So I sort of agree with that myself.
I'm gonna love the way this chart is gonna look. So, I want to thank you so very much for your time, and I cannot wait to read the book.
Me too.
I cannot wait to see you in Mexico to have the bottle of wine that we have reserved for Diane and for yourself.
Don't worry, I
And,
drink it all.
And it's been a pleasure, Mr. Armstrong. What a great surprise. We wish
Well,
you.
thank you, sir. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for plugging the book, and I hope everybody enjoys it. It's a testimony to the man, and I hope fans and boxing diehards alike enjoy it.
Thank you so much. Anything you'd like to say to wrap up Larry Holmes and Diane Holmes?
Okay, listen, I just was listening yesterday. Mike Tyson, they're trying to get a senior league, and Mike Tyson supposedly signed to fight Roy Jones. Did you hear that yesterday?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we were talking about it.
Now they
That's-
crazy. Now they crazy.
That's
See,
crazy.
somebody got hit too many times. See, I didn't get hit a lot like that.
Well,
I just want
Really?
I don't think it will develop. I'm sure people will try to start like a senior league, but I don't think
right, the senior league, right.
it has any.
Yeah, I can't, I don't see it. I don't know. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, but
There is a senior league. It's called Masters Amateur Boxings, and they wear helmets and
okay.
protective gear, and it's 3 rounds,
Oh.
1 or 2 minutes, and that's perfect.
That's okay, yes.
Do they
right.
get paid for it?
Oh, there, yeah,
No, they don't.
game fight.
Well, I
It's
wouldn't do it
amateurs.
then. I want to do it. Listen, I'd rather just hang out with you guys and talk about people.
We would rather you do that, Larry.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
right.
Very good. So have a beautiful weekend, great weekend. We
Thank you.
wish you great success. Don't tell me I can't. It's going to be a
Right.
blockbuster. God bless you so
It
much.
will
All the
be.
best.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
It was
so
good
much.
seeing you, Jill.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.
See you, Jill.
Bye.
All right.
Have a good
Bye.
weekend.
Bye.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yep.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
Greg.
Thank you.
See you, Armstrong. I'll be up there to see you.
Sounds good, champ.
Okay.